The dwelling count is the number of houses or units within a suburb. The dwelling count is usually higher for houses in most suburbs around Australia, but there are some suburbs close to major state capital CBDs that have virtually no houses, and they're mostly units. When viewing the dwelling count for locations larger than a suburb, for example, for a postcode or a local government area, the count of dwellings is the sum for all suburbs within the encompassing geography. So the dwelling count is usually larger for postcodes than it is for suburbs, and is usually larger for SA3s than for SA2s. The dwelling count does not feature directly in the demand to supply ratio, and that's because the size of a market has no bearing on investment potential. Now you'll notice that larger suburbs tend to have higher statistical reliability than smaller suburbs, and this is because there are fewer real estate transactions taking place each month in smaller suburbs. Reliability is closely linked with volume, and this is why we often recommend searching for hot areas like SA3s and local government areas rather than hot suburbs, at least to begin with. Once you've identified a hot area, you can then drill down to the suburb level. Now, dwelling count might come in handy when you want to know the comparative size of suburbs based on real estate transactions, or perhaps to see how big the unit market is compared to houses in the same suburb. Examining the change in dwelling count over time on an historical chart can give you a heads up to the ease with which new supply is provided to that market and the likelihood of seeing new builds among existing properties. Ideally, you want a market in which the number of properties cannot increase, not without a change in zoning.